Beat. Beat.
Come on, people, man. Let's go. Big up to everyone. Let me first show this real quick to remind y'all who the fuck we are as fans and who we are as a team. This club right here. This is the one, man. This is the one. But yes, big up to everyone. Welcome back to an absolute sensational match reaction over here on Chic TV, where United have just won the Manchester Derby from 2-1 through AMAD Diallo. And AMAD Diallo, he did win the penalty, but it was Bruno who scored. But we get the win. I'm not here by myself. I have some people joining with me today. If you guys were on the watch along, well, first of all, let me actually do this. Shout out to Flawless. Shout out to Sarcasm City TV for allowing me to conduct or host the first ever watch along on his channel. And I had an absolute blast. So big shout out to him for that. And obviously the result helps with that too. But yeah, we won the game, man. This is why I kind of don't know what to say right now at this moment. Before I let the other guys in, I'm just lost over words from all the shit that we have been through in the past couple of seasons, or 2 seasons, I should say, under Ten Hag. Even some of the stuff that we heard this season, people were counting us out. People really didn't think that we were going to go ahead and get this result, but I told y'all we could win. 2-1. I predicted. Me and YG predicted 2-1. Shout out to Eddie, my bro, every single time. Exactly. We're lit. We're lit, man. I'm going to go out today and have an absolute glorious day. I'm going to watch this game, these highlights again and again. I'm going to inject this in my veins for the next upcoming week until we play Spurs. Literally. But yeah, make sure you guys run up the likes. Make sure you guys subscribe. And let's go ahead and get one of our guests in the building. This is his first time on the channel, but he's an absolute bro. He's a regular on Flawless's channel. We do have to welcome man like YMY in the building. What you saying, bro?
What's good, guys? What's good, Chic
Come
TV
on, man. Come
community?
on.
And thanks for joining us in this historic day. A victory for United in the Manchester derby against all the odds.
Against all the odds, man.
And a seminal moment for all of those who've been advocating AMAD DIALLO's introduction to this team. For all the people who've been gaslighted. All the top reds and the Ten Hag stands that told us he's not good enough, that Anthony's better, that Rashford is better, that Garnacho's better. Hold that. Hold that. Because that is proper football right there. Yeah? We don't do all of this just, oh, he scored a goal, so let it paper over the cracks. Yeah? Because that was genuinely a man of the match performance. That's a player that makes things happen, even if he doesn't score a goal. But what did he do? What did he do? He gave us the defining moments of the game. He won the penalty to equalize, and he scored the winner in the last minute.
Right, okay. Big Center. What league are Barnsley in? Oh, I can't wait for. Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta tune into all the content this week. Y'all gotta tune into all the content this week. I'm talking about Sarcasm City, Chic TV, Saeed, Ranch, all those guys. You gotta tune in because we are going to absolutely cook this week. I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this moment, man. I can't wait. If y'all don't know, I'm on A-listers, and tomorrow is going to be a tough day for those guys, especially for Arsenal fans and all that. So, hey.
Oh, we've been starved.
We've been starved, bro. But yeah, go on. Let's break it down, YMY. Let's start off basically from the first half, because obviously first half was nothing compared to what we displayed towards the end of the second half. You were obviously in the chat.
Let's break it down from before the match.
Go on. Go on.
The big decision to not even put Garnacho and Rashford in the squad. What a statement that was.
That's a big statement.
What a statement that was. Because, Chick, we've been slightly criticizing Ruben for persisting with Garnacho and Rashford. And the statement he made, and then how do we understand? Because you know the stuff about the leaks and all that kind of stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
I always take it with a pinch of salt because it's like, it's social media, even though it could be true, right? At the end of the day, it's social media. It's not being confirmed by any, let's say, credible news outlet or anything like that, right? But for him to make that kind of statement, and the star boys, the protected boys, the boys that Ten Hag gave unlimited chances to, no matter how shit they performed, and to not even put them in the squad, that takes a lot of balls. That is a big statement. And then why do you think he would have done it?
So Garnacho makes sense because it's with this whole news of the leaking of lineups and stuff. I think this is kind of like a disciplinary thing where he's told him, because of the stuff that you've done, you're not going to be in the squad this weekend. Rashford, however, that one is the one where it feels like a statement. Because if you look at all of the lineups that he has been playing so far, starting off by just his first game against Ipswich, right? Rashford was his guy. He put him as a number 9. He's trying to make Rashford work in the system, but I feel like it's come to a point where he's seen enough. And I think it's just, it's that where he might think that Rashford needs some time off to try to better his game or something like that. But regardless of whatever the reason is behind him dropping both of those players, it's a big, big statement. This is someone that these are two players specifically that me and you have both been on the case. Like, we've been on their case since last season. We've been on their case this season. Garnacho honestly shouldn't even be at this club, if we're being completely honest. He's not good enough to put on the shirt. Rashford is more so like, okay, let's see how you perform with a new manager. But it's kind of still the same. Nothing really has changed. So big statement. I'm all for it. Do I think they're going to appear in like the next game? Probably. They'll probably be there. Like, they'll be in the lineup, and whether they start, that's a whole different thing, but they'll probably be in the squad. But this is to show that not a single player has a safe spot other than AMAD DIALLO, I would say, has a safe spot in the squad. Not any other player, and this includes Bruno Fernandes as well. because there's been times where he's taken off Bruno Fernandes, and I hope and pray that this treatment that he's given to Rashford and Garnacho starts going to Bruno Fernandes too. And because we're going to talk about his performance in this game, but let's start off with the first half.
Yeah.
0 shots on target. I don't think we created one chance, which was an offside chance that AMAD had. I know we both remember that.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing. City scored the goal with Guardiola. Was that first half or was that second half? I think it was
Guardiola. It was the. I can't actually.
I think it was first half. I can't remember. Yeah,
it was the first half. It was the first half. I remember actually around 30-minute mark.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right? It's true that we didn't create chances, and a lot of that is like to do with the fact that Højlund just does not make the ball stick. Like, he's big for nothing. Like, I can't believe this guy is 6'5", and he's just so shit at holding the ball up. But the one thing that was an encouraging sign was that we kept the ball really well. Like, we were patient with the ball. It wasn't this kind of basketball match, Ten Hag fucking bullshit, just get the ball and just hoof it along. And Bruno actually, even though his second half was a disaster, and of course he had to get a fucking penalty to cover up for that shit. But I think in the first half, he was actually all right, because there's a couple of times where he saw the long ball that was on, and then he paused, and then he just kept the ball. He retained possession. And of course, we should have been moving the ball faster. But we came to, like, at the end of the day, City, they're a bad run of form. They're still the champions. We came to their ground, and we had sustained spells of possession, you know. This is obviously, like, guys like Ugarte, they're not the best on the ball, but the system was good. Like, players had options in front of them. Do you see what I'm saying? And it wasn't like Ten Hag, where there's literally oceans between players, right? So we always fucking turnovers, losing the ball. But one thing, actually, as well, that I think I might get stick for this as well. I think when Mount went off, it was kind of detrimental, because the thing with Mount, as bad as he is, right? I don't say he's shit, but his movement off the ball in terms of making himself available is really good. So when Mount was there, I felt that we moved the ball, progressed the ball up the pitch well, because he's good at moving between the lines, receiving the ball, moving along to someone else, and all this kind of stuff. Kobe, I think it was a bad decision to put Kobe as the deepest midfielder and Bruno pushing him up, because Kobe actually, I know we love him and everything, but there's times there, like, again, he loses the ball, like, receiving it from close to his box, and then he gets scared and does this fucking McTominay shit and hides behind his man. I mean, I love Kobe, but let's be honest, sometimes he's just a bit loose on the ball. I don't think I think he should be pushed up into the 10, because he loses the ball a lot close to goal, you know? What do you think about that?
No, 100%. Bruno Fernandes playing in the 8, because now that we are talking about him real quick, Bruno Fernandes in the 8 is never going to work. And just like how YMY mentioned, like, it's what he does with the ball. It's the fact that he keeps losing it in certain areas. Hoof ball, like, that's not something that that's not something that we've actually seen under the system quite a lot. Bruno actually gets, like, I would say, less of the ball certain times, but when he does get it, he does look for that hoof. So a player like that in that 8, especially had City had a better midfield today, we would have been in trouble, because I think with them missing Rodri, which is a big miss, they lacked a little bit of control, and it allowed us to pick up the ball in those mid spaces, but obviously we didn't do anything from it. But Bruno Fernandes is an absolute shocking player, like, absolute shocking player. It comes down to basics with him, and there's times where he doesn't even get the basics right. He don't know who to play to, when to play to at times, when to release the ball. I see him try to press. It's like a half-ass press. Like, he doesn't even press with effort. So the first half was the result of that. Like, I think when you mentioned about, like, Mount, right? I think I agree with you, because the moment Mount got hurt, you could look at Ruben Amorim and his body language, and it feels like, okay, shit, I wasn't expecting this to happen. So now I have to completely change. Yeah, I have to pretty much
glass, mate. He's made of glass.
But he was like, yo, I mean, the thing with him is that we know he's made of glass, but Ruben Amorim has just come into this team, and he's giving a clean slate to pretty much everyone. But I think the point I'm trying to make is that he put Mount out there because of a specific game plan. When Mount went hurt and we had to put in Mainu, I think it definitely changed the way that we were trying to play. And we could see that in the first half. Like, we were progressing the ball well at times, but we didn't really create any clear-cut chance. And the same thing goes for them too. Like, it's not like they were peppering our goal. They had more corners and stuff than us, but we controlled it. Yeah. It's very similar to the Arsenal game. Like, they were progressing the ball and getting into dangerous areas, but they weren't doing anything. Doku was completely nullified by Mazraoui. There was nothing that he did. De Bruyne was quiet. Holland was quiet, but the thing with him is that for the player that he needs service, and he got no service today. Big up to AK, Manchester City fan in the chat. He says I'm dejected. Hey man, GG's. Hold that, AK, hold that, man. It is what it is.
Foden as well. Foden just couldn't find space between the lines as well.
Exactly, Foden. A lot of them. Bernardo Silva playing as a wingback today. Mateus Nunes playing as a wingback today.
Did they play five? What formation did City play?
Yeah. They played here, I'll show you.
What? They copied us.
They basically so on this graphic, it looks like they have a back four, but if you look during the game, Diaz, Guardiola, and Kyle Walker were just the three standing right here, and then Bernardo Silva and Nunes were the wingbacks.
And
I don't know if you remember, Pep said it in a press match conference too, not like today, but a couple of days ago, where they asked him about it, and he says, "Yeah, I might have to do this thing where I'm gonna have to play a midfielder as a wingback." So I figured that he was probably gonna play Nunes or Bernardo Silva as wingbacks, and he did both. So
what was Doku? Where was Doku playing then?
Doku was playing pretty much, like as a consider it as like R10 / winger though, like basically like that. Yeah. So
he tried to copy Amarim. Yeah. Well, we got him rattled like that.
Hey, he tried to switch things up in a derby. Crazy.
He's thinking too much there, Pep.
Hey, thinking way too much, but yeah, man. I mean, look at our lineup too. Let me ask you this: actually, were you happy with the lineup that we put out today? Were there any changes that you would have made personally?
I was delighted with the lineup. That was a perfect lineup. I think. Obviously, the thing is, what I've noticed as well, and we saw it as well in the second half, and in the second half against Victoria Pilsen as well. The link up between Ahmad and Anthony is really good.
Yeah.
The right wing back with the right 10. But I felt that today, because if Doku's going to be playing, Doku's got, he's frustrating and stuff, but he's got good one-on-one quality. So I thought, we shouldn't play like Ahmad directly up against Doku. So I was happy with the lineup. It was perfect for me,
Yeah.
It was perfect for me. Ahmad in the 10, Bruno a bit deeper as well. Maybe, we might have played Zirkzee. Zirkzee and Højlund is a toss-up in the air. But
it is a toss-up. Yeah, true.
Yeah, 100%. But I was happy with the lineup. What about you?
Same. Because the lineup obviously came out last night. For people who don't really know the whole leaking of lineups and stuff, I think Samuel forgot his name, Luckhurst. I think that's what. Yeah, Luckhurst. He leaked it on Facebook. So I found out about the lineup yesterday, and I understood like why he was trying to go with the team like this.
Was it the same one, Chick?
Yeah, it was the same exact one.
No
same
changes.
Exact lineup. No changes. Yeah, it was the same exact lineup. So
really
it actually
bad,
did get leaked. Yeah, it actually did get leaked, which is bad. And I guess we'll get into it a little bit later. But initial thoughts about the lineup, I was cool with it. Ahmad playing in the 10, super happy about that because now it looks like that's his place. I don't think necessarily, maybe if it's a specific opponent and injuries, then we might see him back in that wingback role. But I think this is 2 games in a row now where he's played in the 10 and he's played well. So yeah, that's good that he's identified that, like Ruben's identified that. The only issue that I had with today was Bruno playing in the 8. I would have wanted Casemiro because I think Casemiro could have done a very, very good job today. Also, people undermine his passing ability. I think his passing ability is not the greatest, but it's better than what we had on the pitch. I think he could have, in terms of destroying, like he'll do his job, but Rodri not being there in that midfield would have given a lot of freedom, and you would have seen him progress. Like you would have seen him get into the final third, play passes. He's also a threat in set pieces. He scores a lot of set pieces for us. So defending wise and attacking wise. So I would have wanted to see Cass and Ugarte personally.
Yeah.
And then if he had played Bruno as a 10, I would have understood it because I'd rather have him higher up the pitch based on how much he loses the ball. Even though I don't rate Mount or Bruno, I would have understood if he played Bruno in the 10 and he would have played Cass and Ugarte. That's my only thing I would say. Maguire also I wasn't fussed about. Like I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, Maguire's playing, you guys are finished." No, it's because this system suits a player like Maguire. He doesn't have to do a lot of work. He has people around him who will cover up. So, and if we just honestly speak about his performance today, he was good. I'm not even gonna say he was bad. Maguire was good today. He was solid. Like he was making all the clearances when he was pressing to try to win the ball. He was winning it. It's not like he was getting spun. That
Some
we've seen
good
like
blocks in the box as well.
good blocks in the box. Yeah, good blocks in the box as well. So yeah, like he had a good game today, and I can say that for honestly our back line because City's goal, if you guys don't know, if you've just tuned in, City's goal was literally from a set piece corner from it was played to De Bruyne, deflected off of AMAD DIALLO, and it's just kind of wicked deflection, curves outwards and goes straight to Guardiola. Even though I think Dallo and Højlund should have done a lot better in that situation, you can't get dunked on. But yeah, it's one of those like unlucky goals that we just conceded, and it was very frustrating at that time to concede a goal like that, considering City hadn't done anything in the game till then and didn't continue to do anything after that either. So lineup wise, I was cool, but yeah, man, I think
that the thing with the Casemiro thing is that I think it could be two things happening here. Is that either that Amorim basically is looking at Casemiro and he's just thinking, for his age, this run of games, the Europa, playing on Sunday, Thursday, I need to rotate. I can't play this guy every week because I'll burn him out. The second thing is honestly, and some sporting fans actually warned about this before Amorim started, is that it's just due to the system, the setup, the high press, right? Because he wants the DMs to press really high.
Yeah,
Casemiro in his prime, he'd be perfect for that because he's 10 times the player that Ugarte will ever be, right?
Right.
At his age, the high press, the transitions, getting back, and all this kind of stuff. I think Amorim is looking at it like, I wish I had Casemiro when he was 5 or 10 years younger, but at this age, it's just going to be really hard to have him covering all that space,
I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. And Amorim has talked about how, because when he explained the Forest lineup and when he explained the Arsenal lineup too, he did mention rotation, but he also did mention the fact that he picks lineups based off of whoever he thinks is well equipped for that opponent. So maybe he did look at the game today and be like, Cass probably doesn't have the legs to compete with this midfield, even though I didn't think it would have been a problem. But I hear it. Like, I think end of the day, we get the win. It's not like we missed Casemiro or anything like that. But I think it's a type of thing where we will see Cass, but it'll depend on the opponent that we play. And it'll depend on the games that we play too. Like home games, I can expect him to start. Against lower opposition, I can expect him to start. Looking at the midfield too, depending on who's playing, I could expect him to start. But this is good though. Like Bruno, apart from Bruno Fernandes, Ugarte still did well today. I thought he had a decent game for whatever he did, even though I feel like we didn't see too much from him, especially in that first half. But he was covering up. You're not meant to see too much from Ugarte, from a player like that, because he's meant to be a destroyer. And he did well today. I think he recovered well in times. All of them. The only couple of players that I would say didn't have a good game today definitely has to be the Portuguese lot. So it's Dallo and it's Bruno.
No, Bruno had a good first half. Let's be. I mean, the second half was a stinker, and it fucking undoes all the good of the first half. But the first half, he was all right. I'm not Bruno's biggest fan, but the first half,
I'd say he was like all right. But yeah, like I mean, the chance that he missed. If we don't win this game, we're on his case.
Yeah.
This match reaction would be us being on Bruno's case. So it's like, I expect you to finish that, bro. Like, really, seriously. And then another thing is the shamelessness after he scores the penalty, doing shit like this, like this is what I'm talking about. It's stuff like that. It's mentality, bro. It's like, that's really it. It's like.
And then do you remember the one where he just put it out for a goal kick?
Yeah, remember that one? Too. Yeah, that too. Just like a couple of times he gives the ball away foolishly, but that's honestly, it's like I shouldn't even be mad about it because that's just part of his game.
And then those first time crosses as well, like a rugby try, like those NFL ones. Oh my god, they're so terrible.
Like he would literally, a lot of the times they'd be on the right hand side or the left hand side. He'd play he'd play a pass back to the wing back or like the 10, and then when they're not able to do anything, he would just cross it in. Like his last resort is just crossing it in, which is terrible.
And it's ridiculous because we don't even have fucking presence in the box.
Bro, there was a time where he tried to cross it in, and I think only Højlund or Xerxes, I think at that time, was in the box, and that's about it. And he's still continuing to cross it in. So I don't get it, but like again, this is not something new that we're seeing from Bruno Fernandes. This is literally just his game. But specifically in this one, first half I thought he was okay. but second half he was shocking, like
Yeah.
absolutely shocking. Dallo though, all game he was shocking. I'm really surprised he wasn't taken off. Really surprised because all of us sat there in the watch along and we thought maybe Malacia comes on, or maybe Anthony plays in that position, or maybe whoever plays in that position, because Dallo was clearly that one player who didn't have a good game at all going forward and defensively, like both things. Like he was getting caught out defensively and going forward was just nothing, bro. Like something that we actually need to talk about this season specifically, because it wasn't a problem last season, is Diogo Dallo in the final third. He's absolutely shocking because last season he was scoring goals. Like he would score a goal from outside the box or he would assist, stuff like that. This season is just, I don't know.
He could beat his man as well. Like he's not the best dribbler, but like the thing with Dallo is he's quite big.
Pace. One thing, he's got
strong.
pace. Yeah, he's definitely got pace, and he's quite strong, like you said. It's just that he doesn't have the dribbling aspect to his game. It's more so to like cutbacks and just trying to chase after the ball and outpace a player. But like overall, though, he's not only in just this game. So far under Ruben Amorim, him in the final third has been shocking. So that's something that we definitely need to.
The strange thing is that you'd expect him to adapt well to that position, because Dallo, as we've known, he's not always been the best right back or left back.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's very suspect one-on-one. That's why Oli fucking didn't rate him at all. And even sometimes Ten Hag used to sub him off for Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
But like now it's just like Dallo. Like, you know what it is? They're saying Real Madrid want to get him 50 million. We need to sell him ASAP, because
I'm cool with that.
We might not get that 50 million offer again.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Seriously, because even though like it's funny, because when we first heard of Ruben Amorim, rumors of him, or when we first heard from Fabrizio that we're inquiring for him, I think one player that we could say right away that could fit into the system was Diogo Dallo, because profile wise he's kind of like a wing back. But it's surprising. I think this is just him trying to settle into the system and trying to settle in with all this new stuff. And maybe it's taking him some time to figure things out, but it can't be to a point where we're giving you all this time to figure things out. You can't be costing us points and you can't be costing us games. So that's really it. I mean, wing backs we need to buy anyways. Like we need to go into the summer and buy anyways. But yeah, I think if there's one player that I could say who had the worst game today, it'd probably be Diogo Dallo. Bruno is probably a second because of the second half. Højlund was awful. Like
I think Højlund
was Højlund was. I wouldn't even be mad at that, bro. Højlund was awful today. Like from the stuff that we saw against Victoria, and yes, I know it's Victoria, and they're in the whatever league, the Czech league, and all that type of stuff. There was still more in terms of productivity that he was doing. Holding up the ball, making runs. We saw none of that today. None of that. He was getting bullied.
Bounced off him.
Yeah, he was getting bullied.
Do you remember that one? Do you remember that incident in the first half where like AMAD turned?
Yeah.
And then he played it into Højlund. And Højlund, if he took a good touch, he could literally just ran across. I think it was either Diaz or the other centre back, and he'd be in on goal. And he had a fucking trampoline touch. It just bounced off him.
No, facts.
And it's just like the whole game, like even sometimes the passes that he did make, they were just like slightly behind the player, and he was so fucking bad, Højlund. Like I don't know what. But one thing that actually I did like about Højlund, is that he's getting more angry. Do you see the incident with Walker?
Yeah, with Walker. Yeah,
he's getting more feisty. I don't know if that's his frustration at the fact that he's fucking shit, or he's like fighting for his place at the club.
Now, to be fair though, that Walker shit, like I would have been pissed too, because he just tripped me. Walker literally just tripped him for no reason. They were running back to chase. I think he was like running back to try to chase a ball. And he just tripped him. So I get it, like why he was pissed. I like the fact that all the players backed him. Like that's one really, really good thing, that no one shied away from any of that shit. But yeah, I see the this. Remember when Højlund got fouled by Diaz in the penalty box?
That one. Yeah,
I thought that was a pen. But I hear it if it's given or if it's not given. I get it. I hear it at times where sometimes it's given and sometimes where it's not given. I initially thought it was a pen because he got 0 of the ball, and he took he basically put his foot out and he got 0 of the ball. So I thought it was a pen, but it didn't even get
one in his gram. Saying this is his gram. What's going on in his gram, H-Min?
Yeah, let me see. 1 sec. What's going on with this gram?
But yeah, H-Min, I thought it's one of them ones where it's like if it's outside of the box, it's given, but it's inside the box, they might say it's soft and all this kind of stuff. And the referee's Anthony Taylor. He's from like Greater Manchester area, and I think he just bottled it really. But I think definitely, it could have gone either way. What did he say in his gram?
Bro, he said he posted a picture of him, he posted a picture of him smiling, and after that he posted a picture of him and Walker when they were doing the headbutt. And then he wrote, Manchester is red, violets are blue. What a brilliant performance, but the Oscar goes to.
Oh, he's fucking sassy, bro. That guy, man. Oh my god,
man.
Hoyland needs to be careful of that shit, bro. You get me? Because if we don't do great this season, we'd have the egg on our face. Do you know what I mean?
Bro.
He needs to be careful.
He can't be doing no like Holland shit, talking about stay humble, eh? Like,
stay humble, eh?
That shit's been biting Holland, ever since he said it, bro. Like,
bro, Hoyland needs to fucking humble himself, bro. Because this guy, like, you have a trademark celebration, you don't even score enough goals.
Yeah,
you don't score enough goals to have a trademark celebration, bro.
Literally,
you don't have the juice like that.
He thinks he's him. That's the funniest thing, is that he thinks
he's him, bro. You get me? I swear, this guy Hoyland, he's
We allow him though. It's cool. They can say whatever they want after this result. To be honest, we allow him. The only thing that I didn't allow is that shit from Bruno Fernandes. Those shit was fucking that celebration today, bro. That was shameless, bro. Absolutely shameless. Doing this, after 5 minutes or 6 minutes after you just fucking missed a 1v1 chance, like. And you're doing shit like this, like
in the context of an absolute stinker in that second half as well. A penalty to paper over the cracks. Fuck it, man.
A penalty that you didn't even fucking win. Like, you didn't even do anything for that penalty. You just took it. That's really it. But credit to him, he scored the penalty, got us back into the game.
If Ederson went the right side, he'd have saved that, because that penalty shit, that was a good height for the goalkeeper. It wasn't even that like wide. It wasn't that close to the post. It was fairly central. If Ederson went the right side, he'd have saved it. So what the fuck are you doing, mate?
Yeah, no, true. 8 says I need Amanda United tonight. Hey, man, if Flawless is about, I'm sure he'll do it. I'm sure he will. I don't know if I'll be about, though. That's the thing. But I'm sure he'll do it 100%. But he's, like I said, I talked to him on the phone, and he sent me like some videos and stuff like that of him. Oh, yeah, let me show you this one video. Let me show you this. Hold up. He was like chanting. 1 second.
God bless our young star Ahmad Godfrey. Yes. Can't hear shit. What's he saying?
City lost again, ole ole. City lost again, ole ole.
I can't hear.
Can't hear it.
Nah.
That's weird.
Put the bottom part of the phone with the speaker part towards wherever you're recording.
I'm like holding it too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a bit more audible, but nah, it can't be heard, man. It's not being heard. It's not being heard that well.
Crazy. I don't know why you can't hear it. That's crazy. But yeah, he's just like City lost again, ole ole, and he's like my gaffer, like my manager and stuff like that. He's having a great time, man. Hey, shout out to Godfrey. He says, God bless our young star Ahmad. Indeed. Oh, you think it's too loud for the mic? Okay, let me turn it down a little bit then.
Yeah, let's try it that way. Yeah, that's a bit better. It goes in and out. But we can hear it. City lost again. Ole, ole. City lost again. City lost again. City lost again. Ole, ole. Nah, I can't hear shit.
He's saying, not like DIALLO and that. My voice is gone. He's just chanting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that for him, man.
What a moment, man. I swear. When's the last time we won at this fucking shitty ground? They used to call it the council house. You know that
last time we won was with the Ollie. When
Dan James
Luke Shaw scored. Luke Shaw scored that game.
COVID one. Oh, that was such a great day.
That was such a long time ago too, though. That's crazy.
That was great times. They call the inside joke with the Manchester Reds like flawless. They call the City ground the council house. That's like social housing for the Americans. That's like yeah.
Because
I think they used to rent it out from the council.
Yeah. Sheik tomorrow morning. Watch Angry Ginge video. He was at the ground. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll watch it definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna watch all this shit. Like I said, man, I'm gonna inject this win in my veins for this next upcoming week until our
We're
next.
top Reds. We're top Reds this week.
Oh yeah, we're top Reds this week. Nobody can chat to me this week, fam. Nobody chatting. Like if Arsenal and Chelsea try to, oh dude, if y'all try chatting to me, you could have beat City. So hey, it is what it is. But anyway,
That is actually true. Yeah, they
yeah,
didn't. They didn't beat City at the.
could beat City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chelsea played City in the first game of the season, so I'll let them off because it's the first game of the season and it was at home. But Arsenal, these men were trying to win the league title, and they have Killer Kai, and they have like Martin Odegaard,
They fucking parked the bus.
Bukayo Saka, and all that, and yeah, they bottled it. Because remember that game, they were winning 2-1, and then City scored the equalizer at the end. They absolutely bottled it. John Stones, yeah. So hey, they can hold that. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm going to be injecting this win for this upcoming week. Very good in terms of our team, to be honest. This should be a very, very big morale boost for not just Ruben Amorim, but also this squad. I think he like after post-match conference, he was talking about how like Ruben was saying like, oh, this is what Fergie time feels like, and it's magical.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he was saying some shit like that. He's like,
Fergie
time, it's magical. Like, yeah, bro, all that type of stuff. Like, I love it, bro. I love it. So I'm all there for it. But let's get into we'll do player ratings real quick.
What do you think of the Amorim as well? He said a few days ago, he said, okay, the Everton, we played better in the Forest game than the Everton game. There's gradual improvement in terms of performances. Even though the Everton game was the better result, the Forest game was a performance improvement. So what do you think this is an improvement on the last two games in terms of performance, or obviously you have to bear in mind the quality of the opposition and so on? And what do you think? Because
that's a very good question. It's different because one, it's different lineups. Everton, yes, even though he said the performance wasn't the great, I wasn't even fully impressed with that lineup. But we had Xerxes on the pitch. AMAD was still playing wingback at that time. Things were different.
Hey,
performance-wise,
beating Everton at home ain't for everybody.
Ain't for everyone. Hey, I said this yesterday. I told DIALLO this. I said beating Everton at home ain't for everyone, man. It is what it is. So, and shout out to Tony. He was talking about what league are Barnsley in. Talking about that our win against Everton was nothing. Yeah, you man couldn't even score a goal. So it is what it is. But yeah, going back to the performance, I don't think the performance is that different from the Forest game or the Everton game, to be honest. It's more so players that we're putting out on the pitch. That's what I think. Because I feel like we will get different performances depending on the players that we have on the pitch. That's what we saw against Everton. Forest was a little bit similar to this. That's why maybe the performance was similar to this. But even with Forest, though, we still attacked. It's more so the way that we conceded our goals. Like Bruno giving away the goal, that Bruno and Onana, like the shit that they did for that goal. Set piece, we couldn't defend. We conceded a goal like in the first couple of minutes of the game itself in both halves. So I think that was more based on, like, I get what he means in terms of performance. I think that was more based on the players making individual mistakes. But today and Forest doesn't really seem that far off, especially in the first half. Second half, towards the end of this game, was completely different, because then that's when we kind of started throwing the kitchen sink at it, and we went for it completely. Forest, though, like, he took off Bruno towards the end. He made a couple of changes, even though I felt like we were trying to go for it. That game for me was more based off of individual errors that we made, because I said we could have won that game too. Forest weren't all that. We were able to shut them out. It's just when they had those chances that they did due to mistakes from us, it is what it is. Like Martinez, that one goal that Chris Wood scored, Martinez could have blocked it. Like, he let it bounce and it hit the post and goes in. So it's just stuff like that. Onana, shocking goalkeeping from him when Morgan Gibbs-White scored. Bruno gave the ball away from when he was trying to play to Euro before that too. So I just look at those instances in terms of that. I can see, though, that like in terms of the performance, right? I feel like we're not going to get a consistent run of performances with these players, and that's just honestly the reality of it. Because these players are not good enough, to be honest, in terms of that, right? Oh, Cucurella scored. There's Chelsea. Also, another thing I want to mention is the Spurs are like 4-0 up before halftime.
Playing?
Yeah. They were 3-0 up by the 15th minute against Southampton.
I'm just looking at Guardiola fucking on the screen. He's completely lost. Even if you see the quote in the chat, he's fucking lost it. He's lost it.
So Pep
he's
says,
having a full-on breakdown.
I am the boss. I am manager. Nobody asked you if you were or not, anyways. But
he says
cool.
I am the boss. I am the manager.
I am the boss.
I have to find the solution. I'm not good enough.
That's actually a really good impression, bro. That's a very good impression, you know. I am the boss. I am the manager. I have to find the solution. I'm not good enough. It is simple as that. I'm not doing well. That is the truth. All right, man. Quit crying. It is what it is. You don't want to hear what you got to say anyway.
I love it. I love it because I've been praying on this guy's downfall since the way Barcelona, you know, like, I was a fucking kid. What they did to us in Rome and in Wembley, man, they ruined my childhood, man. You get me?
No, I hear you. So the Wembley one is like I came to an acceptance after the final that Barcelona team I don't think anybody could beat, bro.
Yeah,
that Barcelona team was different. Like they had a prime David Villa after the World Cup, as considering the World Cup that David Villa had that time too. Iniesta, Xavi balling, Messi balling, like Busquets. That fucking Pedro scored against us. Pedro was balling. Busquets,
you know, do you remember that scene where Sir Alex was like shaking his fist in rage?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. I never saw my manager get humbled like that.
I know, bro. He got absolutely humbled that day.
He's never been humbled the way Guardiola's getting humbled now.
True. Hey, we never lost. We were never one win in 10. So don't ever try to compare. Don't ever try to compare
1 in 11
Guardiola to my 1 in 11 now. Don't ever try to compare Pep Guardiola to our GOAT manager, man. There's levels to this shit. Yeah, he's won a treble, this and that, whatever, cool. But there's levels to this shit. There's seriously levels to this shit, man. And yeah, it is what it is. But going back to the game, because I do have to close out in a little bit. Let's do player ratings. So we'll start off with your man of the match, and I think it's pretty obvious who the man of the match is going to be. Man like AMAD DIALLO deservedly gets the man of the match. But we'll start off with Onana. What would you give Onana today?
I say, first of all, on the man of the match thing, AMAD, it's not just for the goal and the winning the penalty. Even if he didn't, he would have still been man of the match because he was the only one making things happen. And Onana, I think, let's just give him a 6 because he didn't really have big saves to make. I don't remember any big saves, and he didn't make any big mistakes. Distribution was okay. It was a lot better than the bullshit that we saw against Pilsen. Apart from the Anthony one, the one where Anthony was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, that one.
5'8". So yeah, I'll give Onana a 6.
Okay, I agree with you. Same thing. He didn't really have to. He wasn't getting peppered, so he didn't really have to make crazy saves, and he wasn't. Yeah, he didn't really show signs of like bozo genes, so that was a good plus. But yeah, I'd give him a 6. Not too much from him. We'll go to the back line. We'll start off with Harry Maguire. What would you give Harry Maguire today?
Maguire, I'll give him a 7. Again, I don't feel he had too much to do, but I think there was the one where Foden broke into the box and he blocked it. When they crossed it, he cleared it. Like he did the basic. Like Maguire's box defending has never been in doubt, right? The only thing you're scared about Maguire is the high line and if he gets caught in behind. But when he has the protection of 2 by his side, especially someone like Dillet who's good at reading the game and he's aggressive as well, I think it protected him. So give him a 6 or a 7 even. Like, I think he was good. Didn't make any mistakes. It's a good performance from him.
Yeah, same thing. I give him a 7 as well. The real reason why I give him a 7 is because when Kyle Walker fouled Rasmus Højlund, Maguire was giving Kyle Walker an earful, bro. He was absolutely pissed. And I rate that. From him. He don't care if they're English teammates or not. Proper derby settings, and I love that, bro.
They're from the same city as well. They're from Sheffield.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
They played in the same youth team even.
Exactly. So he didn't give a shit about any of that. All that stuff, the gloves come off when you're playing in a derby. So I absolutely respect that. But like on a serious note, he had a very, very good performance today. I don't think there's not one time where I felt like, oh, fuck, Maguire. Oh, shit, Maguire. Oh, look what he did. Oh, he's giving the ball away. No, he was calm and composed for most. I think I can't really think of like one moment where he truly messed up. And credit to him, like with all the stuff that has been going on with Maguire and his career, I don't even think a lot of people expected him to be part of Ruben Amorim's plans. And Ruben Amorim is clearly showing us that he is part of the plans and he's putting in good performances. So I can't really complain, bro. Like, yeah, we have our premeditated thing about Harry Maguire and his career at Manchester United so far. But if we're just talking about this season and just his game in general, he deserves a 7. I think if not, he's
Absolutely.
definitely out of the back three, he's definitely either 1 or 2 in terms of who was the best, because I think he was very, very calm and composed. But we'll go to the rest of them. De Ligt and Martinez. We'll start off with De Ligt. Obviously, he got taken off. Taken off around, let's see what time it was.
70s, I think.
Yeah, something like that when we basically brought on Euro. But what would you give for his performance, like first half and a little bit in the second half as well?
I think De Ligt was really good,
Yeah, I think
very
he was solid.
aggressive. I think he protected Mazraoui as well. On the rare occasions where Mazraoui did get beaten by Doku, De Ligt was really quick to go across, and even if he didn't block the cross, he put him off to make sure that the cross wasn't good. And even City, they like to gang up on on the side. They like to create overloads on the sides and stuff.
Yeah.
And his positioning was really good. And honestly, when we signed Dilly, I thought he's just going to be a Dutch Maguire. Like I was not really having him because I've seen him make big mistakes as well.
No, but he's shown levels. He's shown levels, bro.
Exactly. He's shown levels, and his distribution's actually really good as well. So Dilly, I'll give him a 7 as well.
There was one pass that he made, I think it was in the first half, and I was completely shocked because when you talk about breaking the lines, like he played the pass from our box almost to their final third, damn near. And we had almost like we were pretty much almost through on goal. And stuff like that. Like I had concerns about De Ligt too. Like I wasn't all for the signing, I should say. I thought we could have gotten better. But the one thing that I didn't complain about was the price tag that we got him for. And he's showing levels for the price tag that we paid for. I think we paid like what, 35 and it goes to 40 based on add-ons, or maybe 45, something like that. So yeah, like there's obviously still concerns about it. We're not saying he's like, the best defender or whatever. But so far, what we've seen from De Ligt has been good. I've been impressed. I've also been like, I feel safe when De Ligt does play in our back three. So yeah.
Is that a pause though? Is that a pause, Sheik? I feel safe. Does that count?
Yeah, fine. All right, pause. We'll say pause. Yeah, fuck it. I don't want anybody. Yo, Spurs are 5-0 up in the first half.
Oh, but Southampton is shit, man. Come on,
yeah,
man.
It is Southampton. It is.
It's only Southampton.
But we play them next. In the Carabao Cup.
Man. We need.
Yeah. But it's okay. Southampton tax. It is what it is. But then we can't even see. This is the thing. If I bring up City to them, they're gonna be like, "But we beat City 4-0 at the Etihad." Like, oh man, it's gonna be an interesting week. But anyways, what did you give De Ligt? I give him a 7.5.
7, yeah.
7? Okay. I'll give him okay, cool. 7. 7's fine. Martinez.
Licha. Okay, unpopular opinion, yeah. I know an assist shouldn't sway things too much, right? And you have to look at the overall performance. Yeah. I thought he wasn't bad, but I thought he was the worst out of the back three. Same. Just from times where he dawdled on the ball too much and some of the passing was loose. But that assist in a game like that, when you need a moment of magic from someone, yeah, and it just so happened that it came from your left centre back. Yes. I think I have to give him an 8 for that, because we weren't getting that moment from Bruno. We weren't getting that moment from anyone else apart from potentially Ahmad.
That's actually facts.
Just for that moment alone, I have to give him an 8.
You know what? I agree. 100%. I thought he was when I say the worst out of all three, they all three were good, but it's just he was pretty much like the worst out of all three of them in terms of like, if I give them 7s, he's probably a 6.5. Like it's not that bad, but yeah, the goal, the assist, quality, like he's had that to his game, and we've seen it under Ten Hag too. Like I've seen that last season. I've seen it a little bit this season when he's been able to play. And yeah, good, man. Like smash and grab. That's when our front players, like when the attack is not working out, this guy was just like, yo, fuck it. Let me cross one in. And it worked out. So
the thing that pissed me off was remember that foul that when De Bruyne was going on the left onto his weaker foot, foolish, and he needlessly fouled him, and that was just like, well, Licha, why are you doing that? Like it's literally going out for a goal kick. Like that kind of stuff, it just pisses me off. And then the other thing as well I'm concerned about is that, you remember like in the early days when he came, he used to like zip it between the lines, like on the floor through the middle, and he's not doing that enough. But that assist was just top notch. It was on a dime. Like it was
facts.
Beautiful assist.
100%. Cool. Then we'll go to the wing backs. We'll start off with Diogo Dallo. What would you give him?
5.
5? I give him a
Yeah,
4. I'd even go down to a 3, to be honest.
yeah. That lot
Yeah,
just couldn't beat his man. Couldn't get any good crosses in. Didn't contribute anything to the attack. I mean, defensively, Bernardo Silva wasn't really running at him for him to wasn't causing him any danger. And even towards the end, when they brought on Savio,
yeah,
it wasn't Dallo that pocketed Savio. It was that Savio had to take on 3 players because Dallo was supported so much by his teammates. So
yeah,
Dallo, his form is really concerning, I think.
yeah. No, definitely. I think maybe a rest would I would hope it would try to improve things. Or maybe this is just a game where he just didn't have a good day and just didn't turn up, which is
This is
fine
what he
too.
is, Chick. This is what
Yeah,
he is. He's never had a whole season of
he
okay,
hasn't
last
had
season,
consistent performances. Yeah,
yeah.
because
Apart from last
I've
season.
had this debate with Flawless, because Flawless is not someone who Flawless is someone who thinks Diogo Dallo is a squad player, and
Mm,
this let's say like we're having this conversation last season, because I thought Dallo was one of our better players last season.
mm,
He still thought that he was a squad player, and the point that he would always make is the consistency. We don't really see consistent performances from Diogo Dallo. We will see good performances from him, but not on a consistent basis. And I
mm.
kind of agree with him now. Like I kind of see it. But obviously with the new system and all that type of stuff right now, maybe this is just him settling into it. More later on in the season, we'll definitely find out whether Dallo will fit in this system or fit in this team, or do we actually need to go and get another right wing back, or get more wing backs in general, which we do, but specifically in his position. But yeah, I'd give him a 3. I thought he was
Whoa,
our
that's harsh.
no, I give him a
Three.
3. I give him a 3 because I thought he was the worst player on our pitch today. Like
He
him and
wasn't cooked.
Hoyland.
Three's a bit harsh.
Yeah.
He wasn't cooked by like Silva.
So this is the reason why I give him a 3 is because in the first 10 to 15 minutes, we were playing the ball to his side more. And
Yeah,
there was moments where he was getting the better of Kyle Walker. I just didn't see any of that for the rest of the game. I just
yeah,
didn't
that's
see any of
true.
that. And I feel like he should have tried to go at Walker more, especially considering with how Walker's been having his season in the past couple of games.
Exactly.
And also just the fact that he got the better of Walker at one time. So do that
Mm,
more. And this is honestly for both wingbacks going forward. Like even Mazraoui defensively, no problem. The only
mm.
issue that, and we're gonna get to Mazraoui real quick, but the only issue that I have with Mazraoui today was the fact that I didn't see him go forward as much as we do normally. Like in previous games, the one game where I think it was Bodo Glimt where he got the assist, beautiful assist that
Right.
he passed through. I'm trying to see that. I'm trying to see him more in that final third because he is a player of quality who could try to produce something from there. Now, whether it was game plan to try to not risk too much by having all your players like way too high, I get that too. But the only thing that I would say about both wingbacks in general is I wanted them to be a little bit more attacking. And we were talking about this all half. We were saying we need to replace some of the wingbacks because our wingbacks weren't outlets, specifically Dallo.
Mm,
Mazraoui was still sometimes being an outlet, but
mm.
specifically Dallo, like he was whenever we would get the ball, we just play it back. We'd do like a pass back, not really trying to look central to break the lines, like that type of stuff. So I give Dallo a 3 because I personally think he was the worst player on the pitch for us. Him and Hoyland are close, to be honest, but I'd give him a 3. Then we'll go to Mazraoui. What would you give Mazraoui?
Mazraoui, man, what a player, man.
What a
Mazraoui,
baller.
this is the thing with Mazraoui. I think we have to
Yeah.
profile him correctly because this guy, he's never going to be a flying wing back. Like, he's actually not that fast. The thing with Mazraoui is that we know his defensive qualities, right? His reading of the game is so good, right?
Yeah, his
And
IQ
he's
is
actually,
very good. Yeah.
yeah, and he's better than I expected on one-on-ones. But the thing that I love about Mazraoui is that in tight spaces, when he's pressed, he's so fucking press resistant.
Do you also
He's
see
so
at times where like he showed feet, like he had very good feet on the ball, where he would get past a player, like a quick to
exactly.
do like a turn and he's gone. Like there's a couple times that he did that today, and it was
It-
very good.
mm. Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
he's so crucial. He's not gonna like go on the outside and cross it in and take on his man, all this kind of stuff. But what he's good at
yeah,
is he's good at because he's so good on the ball, he's good at getting us up the pitch and into more attacking positions. But
yeah.
Mazraoui, I have to give him a 7 just because like he had a few like moments where there was some loose passes and all this kind of shit.
Right.
And sometimes Doku did get the better of him, but it was still a
Yeah.
very good performance. So I'll give him a
True.
7.
Yeah, I agree. I'll give him a 7 as well. Same exact thing. Like everything that you said, I absolutely agree with. Cool. Then we'll go to our midfielders. We'll start off with Ugarte, Manuel Ugarte. What would you give him today?
Oh, well, I actually don't know. You go ahead because I actually don't know what to rate this guy.
Okay, so this is what I would say, and this is not a diss to him, but I just didn't see much involvement from him in the game.
Yeah,
Mainly based off of the fact that one, this is also me saying that I don't expect a lot of involvement. And when I say involvement, I don't expect him to, play a pass through to an attacker on goal. I don't expect him to like play an over the top ball, like something like what Licha did today. I don't expect him to do all of that. I expect him to obviously cover ground, play that destroyer type of role, cut out the passes when they're coming through. And he did do that to a certain extent. It's just
yeah.
I didn't see too much for it. So that's why I would give him a 5 based off of the fact that
Ooh.
I just didn't see too much of it. And it's not a diss. It's just
Mm,
more so the fact that there wasn't too much involvement in the game. Or actually, I'll take this
yeah.
back. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. Yeah, I'll give him a
Mm.
6. So he was above average, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
again, Ugarte, defensively, you can't fault him.
yeah,
He's good at reading the game. He's good at tackling all this kind of stuff. But on the
exactly.
ball, he's just so average. And there
Yeah,
was occasions there where he was slow to move the ball on out wide, and the chance was pretty much gone.
yeah,
So yeah, I'll just give him a 6. But he was good at like controlling the space and making sure
right,
Foden doesn't pick it up in the pocket. So yeah.
right. Cool. Then we'll do Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, Bruno, fucking 4 or 5. This guy's. You know what? The first half, I'll give him a 7, but the second half was so fucking bad. It was like a 3. So
Yeah,
just
I'll give him a
fucking
4 as
yeah,
well.
4, man.
I give him a 4 as well, and I give him a 4 just based off of that celebration. Honestly, that's really what it is.
What do you say? Yeah,
But yeah, no, I give him a 4. You said it perfect. First half, he was okay, even for my liking. I don't think he was the greatest, but he was okay. Second half was abysmal. Like he had no clue what to do. He had no
yeah.
idea what was going on. To be honest, no awareness of his surroundings. None of that shit.
And
So
the thing
yeah,
with him, when
woeful
he's
too,
bad,
giving the
he's
ball away.
really bad.
Yeah, that's exactly right. When he's bad, like he's really, really, really bad. So yeah, he gets a 4, even though despite scoring the penalty and getting us back into the game. Other than that, he really didn't do much in the second half. Even after when we scored the equalizer, he didn't do shit. He wasn't part of the winning goal. He wasn't really part of anything. So
Mm.
yeah, I give him a 4. Cool. Then we'll move to our front three. We won't really do Mount because Mount didn't even have enough minutes. We'll start off with Mainu for the amount that he played. So what would you give Mainu today?
Kobe. I mean, I said it in the chat on Sarcasm City in the
Yeah,
playback chat.
yeah,
I love Kobe, man. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
he was not good today, Kobe, man. As much as I love him, just a lot of times he's just like, even you noticed it as well. There was a time where he got the ball actually between the lines,
Yeah,
and what we needed from him was to drive, to commit
progress.
plays, to open up space for
Exactly.
others. And what did he do? I can't remember. What did he do? Do you remember what he did?
Basically, yeah. So basically, it was like a triangle. He played
Yeah,
it back instead of what he could have done, and he had space, and that's why I said it because he could have taken a turn and he could have tried to progress it. If you're not able to progress it, you find out the wingbacks because they were making runs at that time. So I think he was on the right hand side of the pitch, like our right back area, basically,
yeah,
and that's where it was. And then if he takes a turn there, he has a lot of space in midfield for him to try to progress because he's someone who can progress the ball. That's what
yeah,
that's something that we've said about him last season, even this season. So I would have wanted to see something more of that. And I've honestly like since the Forest game, I've kind of been on his case in terms of I don't think like he in terms of the way that he's playing on the pitch, I feel like he needs to ask for the ball more. He oftentimes
mm,
is behind defenders and he'll come and ask for the ball, but it's like much later when he realizes that the player is just playing it back and there's no real actual outlet. There are a lot of times
yeah,
today where I said Agarte and Menu show for the ball, be an option. And they were just kind of hiding in that midfield,
yeah,
like at times both of them. So that's my only thing for him. And let's keep it a buck. I rate Manu. I think Manu is an absolutely great player, but he has to improve because we can't just live off of the hype that we had for him last season. We're not even honestly seeing some of those performances that he had last season this season. So in terms of just his career and at United, he needs to progress. He needs to see more to his game. Will it be a type of thing where maybe it'll take some time under this Ruben Amorim system? I'm sure it will because I think one of the first few pictures that I saw of Amorim at training was he was speaking to Manu about like certain roles and stuff like that. So he could be a pivotal part of this team still. It's more so that he needs to, in games, he needs to be more active. He needs to ask for the ball, mainly because he's good on the ball. You are one of those players who are better when it comes to whoever we have on the pitch in terms of like progressing the ball and breaking the lines and stuff like that. He's good. He's decent to that level. So I just want to see more from him in terms of that. I don't think he had like I wouldn't say he had like a terrible game because he was still covering ground and he was still doing that type of role. But I'd give him a 6, I'd say.
I have to give him a 5 because
I could give him a 5 too. I was leaning between either a 5 or a 6. Actually, yeah, a 5 I think is more favorable.
My reason for giving him a 5 is that
yeah.
This is the thing now with Kobe is that it's happened in a few games now. If you remember the Liverpool game as well, when he came to receive the ball from deep turnover, Liverpool scored. And there was the Everton game as well. They gave him the ball. He collected the ball from Onana. He lost it and then he made the foul. Then he got a yellow card, got himself suspended for the Arsenal game. And then he did it again in the City game. And the thing is that when he's receiving the ball from the centre-backs or from the goalkeeper, he does the things that he does like when he should be high up the pitch. Like, well, you know that thing where you like let the ball roll across your body to like give the body feint kind of thing. The Carrick used to do it a lot, right?
Yeah, the body feint.
Yeah, but you can't be doing that so close to your goal because that's a fucking risk. And if you lose the ball, you're fucked. Do you know what I mean? You need to just keep it simple in those areas of the pitch. And then I think what happens is when he makes those kind of mistakes, like he made that mistake pretty early after he came on. Yeah. And then after that, then he did the McTominay thing of hiding behind the line of press and he wasn't coming to collect the ball. Yeah. I think with Kobe, like something needs to be sorted out with him. Like, I think just play him higher up the pitch. Because I
think it's more on him. I feel like it's a personal thing for him. I feel like Amarim is trying to get the best out of him. But I feel like it's more on him. That's why like I was like, yo, the only criticism I have for him is that you need to show us your qualities more. You need to be more involved on the pitch because that's what we rate you for. Like I want you in this team. I want you to be a starter in this team because of the ability that you have as a player. The only thing is that you have to show us this ability from time and time again because you often hide sometimes in games. So that's really it. That's what I would say about Mainu. Like this is not me dissing Mainu or anything like that. I just think I want to see more from him in terms of his involvement in the game, just based off of the fact that I think he's one of the better players in our team. That's really it.
Yeah, so 100%.
Shout out to A Kevin. Big up to you, bro. Make sure you guys subscribe to AN Sports every single time. I will be we're going to close out after this match reaction because I have to be somewhere. So we've already been live for like an hour. I know me and YMY, we're both honestly just yapping because we're just excited that we won. There's no systematic thing of what we've talked about. We've just been talking about everything. So, but I'm going to be closing out in like the next like 5 or 10 minutes. So appreciate you, bro, though, every single time. And yeah, make sure you guys do subscribe to his channel every single time. Cool. So that's Mainu. Then we'll go to Højlund.
Højlund, another horrible performance. I mean, the good thing was the pass for the Bruno one was good. Actually, I think we forgot that one.
Yeah.
And then they're getting hyped at Walker pushing him. We showed a bit of fight there. But apart from that, he was fucking terrible, man.
He was getting bullied. He was kind of getting bullied out there. The normal stuff that Barcelona just conceded. Let's go. They're down 1-0. But yeah, just like his normal game that we see, which his normal game, by the way, is just holding up the ball and kind of just running in behinds. We didn't even really see that much today from that aspect. So I felt like he was just kind of he's so bad, bro. Like he has no back. The reason when people say like he's similar to like Haaland, I think he's similar to Haaland in terms of not being able to create a goal for yourself.
Yeah.
And you just need service from time and time again. And when you don't get service, you don't do shit. So
and he doesn't even bully like for a guy so big. You don't even like. Why
you don't even bully anyone?
Why are you 6'5"? What's the point?
Mm-hmm. He falls over so quick. He doesn't impose like an aerial threat. He doesn't do any of those things. So those are things that it's not something that you want to see from a striker, of course.
Did you have a shot today, Shik? Do you remember one?
Good question, bro. I don't think he did. I really don't think he did.
One.
I can't remember one either. I can't really remember a shot that he had. So, but yeah, that's like, it's another issue of just obviously we need more we need strikers. Like we need more better attacking players. Had we had more attacking options on the bench, I honestly don't think he maybe even starts. But this is just what we have to kind of deal with until the end of the season or January, depending on if we do sign someone. But this is just kind of something that we have to deal with. There'll be games where he'll score, kind of like Bodo Glimt, kind of like Victoria, Pleasant, those type of games where if you do give him a chance, he will try to score. But even in that Victoria Pleasant game, he could have had a hat trick. He still missed like sitters.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. I'd give him a 3 because I'm gonna keep the same energy with him and DIALLO because I thought they were both equally like in terms of the worst players like on the pitch. So I'll give him a 3 as well.
Yeah, same.
AMAD DIALLO, don't even gotta say I'll give him a 10. There's literally nothing that I can say about AMAD DIALLO like negative wise. Generally, there's nothing that I can say about AMAD DIALLO today. Every single time he had the ball, he looked like a threat. He was trying to go at their defenders. He was trying to do anything at all. Like we kept playing the ball to him in that second half, especially because we know that he's not afraid to express himself. He don't care how many players are there. He'll try to take them all on. And he's just quality. Very, very good. Quick touches, some of his dribbles. He got past players at times, was absolutely burning them. There was one moment where he absolutely burned Guardiola. Like he did like a quick little one touch and just went past him. And even before like the penalty and the goal, he was a threat. The first half, the chance that we had, which was offside, and I thought he should have honestly done better, but it was offside. He was a threat. And yeah, every time a lot of our attacks, not only just in this game, in previous games too, they go through our right-hand side mostly because of him. And since Ruben Amorim has been here at the club, I think he's had maybe 3 or 4 assists now, and then obviously a goal today. So he's been arguably, him and Mazraoui have been arguably our best players under this Ruben Amorim system. He's the 100%. Number one, like at this moment, he is the number one name on the team sheet. Like I would say like he's untouchable at this moment. At this moment, he's untouchable. No one is benching him. Ten Hag, you're an absolute clown for not playing him last season, and undermining his performances and this and that. You wanted to prioritize Garnacho and Rashford over a guy like him. And
Omari Forson as well.
Omari Forson. Oh,
Anthony.
Don't even get me started about Omari Forson. Where even is that brother? Like, I don't even know where that guy's at. So, some shit like that, man. So, yeah, AMAD DIALLO, I don't even have to say anything. It's just, I will write AMAD DIALLO and a period at the end, and that's it. He's absolute baller.
And this is the first time since we had prime Pogba and Martial that before United games, you could actually have some hope that like, okay, maybe the other team might be better than us, but we have Pogba. Pogba will make something happen. Martial will make something happen. And now it's AMAD might make something happen. So this guy, he's our best player without shadow of a doubt. There's just nothing else that needs to be said.
Nah, facts, 100%. We could get into a little bit of our substitutions, I guess. Anthony, Euro, Xerxes, and Lindelof. Lindelof was way too late, so not going to do anything.
Yeah.
We could do Xerxes, Euro, and Anthony. What would you say about that?
Anthony, he has such a good chemistry with AMAD. Even in
that's actually a point that you've been you've been making that point for a while now, and I'm starting to buy it, to be honest, because the Victoria Pleasant game, he brought on Anthony, who scored a goal minutes after, instant impact, and he was part of the goal.
They switched positions as well.
Yeah, they switched position, and he played a part in the goal. Like he was basically the pre-assist. He played the initial pass to the player, and we ended up scoring. So yeah, I think good to see though. Anthony is getting he's being tried out. Like it's not like Ruben Amorim's just putting him on the sideline. To be honest, he's getting treated much better than Garnacho currently at this moment. And who knows? Maybe this could be a sign where Garnacho drops out of this team, and maybe we see more of Anthony in this squad. Which at this moment, I can't really complain for the role that he has to do and the job that he has to do, and also for the minutes that he gets. It's not like he's starting. So
exactly,
yeah,
and Anthony, he was misprofiled by the same manager that brought him here, because Anthony's never going to be that winger that's going to be like Ribery or Ronaldo, who's going to dribble aggressively, directly, get a shot off. No, he's a ball retention kind of player. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So with him and like AMAD, like they'll play the nice little 1-2s, the little give and goes, and it's just brilliant to see, man. They have such good chemistry.
No, 100%. Rest Euro. Didn't really do much. I didn't think he had to do much, to be honest. Yeah.
I can't remember, yeah.
I can't really remember anything. So what we could do is we could just give all the subs collectively like a 5, I guess.
Yeah, we'll give
They
them a
didn't
5.
really, they really didn't do much. So yeah.
Xerxes at the end with the final few seconds. I love that though. He just
I love
carried the
that
ball,
too.
took it to the corner.
Yeah, I
And
love
we
that.
need more of that from him.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely love that.
Yeah, man.
Last but not least, because we are doing player ratings, manager. What would you give to Ruben Amorim today?
Manager, I have to give him a 8 or a 9. I don't remember any serious kind. I think actually, fuck it, just give him a 10 because
I give him a
not
10.
just for the
Yeah,
win,
bro.
but for the fucking the meritocracy and the just sending Rashford and Garnacho to the gulag
Yes.
before a big game like this. So fuck it, you can have a 10, Ruben.
And technically, it was the right decision because we ended up winning. So
Yeah.
I can't even. I have to give him credit for that. Like the same times where I've given him, where I've criticized him for lineups, I have to give him credit for this because this again was a lineup thing, and he decided to keep both of them out. And this is not just on the bench; like he entirely scrapped them from the team for such a big game like this. And knowing Marcus Rashford and all the things that are said about him, a lot of people were looking to see Marcus Rashford on the pitch today because we think he does normally have a decent game against City. He scores a couple of goals at the Etihad every single time, so that's really it. And he made a big, like we said earlier, he made a big statement by dropping both of them. Now let's see in the future, how long does this continue? Is this just kind of like a one game thing for City, or are you gradually phasing these players out? Because that's what is the most important thing. I said this when Ruben got here, first day. I said, I want to see, obviously, your style. I want to see you stick to your style, even when things get tough. No issue with that. We could have lost 3 in a row today. And I would have expected him to play the same system, same shit into the next game. That's an issue that we had with Ten Hag, where he prioritized other stuff over his own system. And that's where things went wrong. And that's something that I don't want to see from Amorim necessarily. What I mean by that, too, is that if Amorim fails, it'll go down to his system and him trying it. It's not all these other factors that come into play. So he's been spot on with that. And also, yeah, like I wanted to see him gradually phase out players, the likes of Garnacho, the likes of Bruno, all that type of, the likes of Rashford, like those type of players. So we're seeing that. Maybe this is the start of that. Maybe this isn't. Maybe this is just him dropping them for this game. Who knows? But we're going to figure all that stuff out.
No, he
very,
can't
very
bring them
soon.
back after this. He can't bring them back after this.
That's true. But we're going to figure out all that stuff very, very soon in the upcoming days and games and stuff like that. And yeah, we still have a lot in the season to play. We still have a lot that we can still salvage. I earlier, like a couple of days ago, I forgot what show I was on, but I was basically mentioning how I have a fear. It's not really a fear, but I would understand it. It might come to a point in the Premier League where, let's say, if we do continue to not get results, not even just talking about today, like if performances continue to go bad and we don't get results, Ruben Amorim might look at the Premier League as a way for him to experiment his lineup, but he'll focus on Europe. So if he wants to rotate, he'll rotate in the Premier League. But if let's say we do go in Europe and we qualify to the latter stages, I feel like he'll play his stronger lineups then, and he'll rest people for the Premier League. So he might look at the Premier League as maybe a league where he can experiment things, even though personally, I still think there's a lot that we can still play for. So at this moment, I wouldn't say you should experiment too much in terms of rotations in the Premier League. But later on in the season, if things go to shit for whatever reason, then I wouldn't be too mad at that. Use the Premier League as games for you to rotate your squad and play your strongest lineup in Europe. Play like AMAD in the 10 and all that type of stuff in Europe. And we'll see what we go for there. Because we can definitely win the Europa League. We can definitely win one of the domestic cups, given we have a favorable run. So the season's still a lot left to play. A lot left to play. But I wouldn't even really say that we're going into a right trajectory. I would say we're getting better. That's what I would say. Trajectory is more so on where we're going to find ourselves in like the end of this season or even the start of next year or in 2 or 3 seasons. I would say currently we have improved quite a lot. Under Ruben Amorim, there's been massive improvements in all aspects of everything. Like I feel like even though some players have been bad, I feel like Amorim to a certain extent has gotten better out of some of these players even at times. So let's give it some time. Obviously, don't even want to judge Amorim because these are not his players. I can't wait, though, until he does get his players. Because if we're able to get results like this with these scrubs, Imagine how we can cook when he has his players, when he has his right profiles. So I'm looking forward to that. But we have a long season up ahead, and it's a results business, and pressure is still going to be there for him, and he has to deliver. And today, even though we didn't have the best of performances, he did deliver, and I give him credit for that. So he gets a 10 from me. And yeah, well done, Manchester United, man. You guys made my day. Absolutely made my day today. I did not think we were going to win. I'm being completely honest. I predicted a 2-1, but I thought it was going to be long. It could have been either a draw or it could have easily been a loss, especially when that first goal went in. But way to turn it around. And I'm gassed. I'm absolutely over the moon, man. But we will be closing out. YMY, same thing for you.
What show are you on next?
A-listers tomorrow.
When?
That's at 8 p.m. UK on Hassam's channel.
With Hamza?
No. Hamza is on El Awa, which is today, I think. It should be in a couple of hours. But Lewis will be there. Igal will be there. Vader will be there.
Who's the City fan on there?
Vader's
you need to cook him, man.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk.
You need to cook. He's been talking too tough on Flawless's channel, man.
Oh, say no more. I'm pulling up with receipts, man. Don't worry. I'm actually going to go watch that.
We will be there.
Yeah, we will be there. The thing I love about Vader are his intros, bro. The way he like walks into the stream and stuff like that. That shit's funny. But yeah, shout out to all of them. But A-listers, that's I do that. I'm like a regular on that show now. So every single Monday, 8 p.m. Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. And then after that, obviously my show, Mud Brothers. I'm trying to get Vader on for that show. So we'll see what I can do. That would be great if I can. But Hanno, who's in the chat, Coach's Corner, he told me he can find me a City fan if not. So I'll definitely try to get a City fan on that show. But that's what we got going on tomorrow. A-listers at 8 p.m. UK, and then Mud Brothers at 10 p.m. UK. So that's what we got coming up next. But yeah, why? Do you have a channel, by the way?
Nah, man.
Hey, you ever thought about making one?
We'll see.
Big up. Anyways, I was just asking that so I could.
Big up, love, man. Thanks for having me.
I could shout you out. Yeah. No, real quick, if you want to say something before you leave to the chat.
Nothing, man. Big up the chat. Like, comment, subscribe, guys, and then keep coming back to Shik's channel. Come on, guys. You get me? We're building a community here. Nice, sensible, united chat. Do you know what I mean? No, like over the top reactions and clickbait and stuff. So you come and come to Shik's channels for the united reactions and talk.
Yeah, man. Love every single time. Thank you guys all for supporting us, for all the support that you've given so far, whether you're watching it back, whether you're watching it right now. Smash a like, of course. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out YMY. He's on Flawless's podcast and stuff quite a lot. You'll see him in the chat and stuff, and sometimes on the panel too. Blessed for you showing up, bro. Every single time. I appreciate that.
Big up.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys all in the next one. I'm going to go have a great rest of my Sunday. Absolutely enjoy. Might even smoke like a city pack or some shit like that, because we're absolutely, we're absolutely cooking today. So yeah, happy days. But big up to everyone. We'll catch y'all in the next one. We'll see you guys tomorrow for A-listers, and then we'll see you back here for Mud Brothers at 10 p.m. UK. Big up, people. Take care.
Peace.